My favorite thing was being able to have a good night of sleep, and it was extremely rare. But when I did have it, I was like, honestly, I almost didn't want to wake up, because when I woke up, it was all pain and suffering. At least in my dream, or at least when I was asleep, I was not suffering. And that's kind of how I looked at it. Hey guys, how's it going? Miguel here with CFS Recovery. In this video, I want to talk about how you need to hit the reset button every single day. Now, a lot of people, they'll drag on from day to day and week to week, and they'll feel like they're almost like stuck in quicksand, because every day is like a blur into the next day. It's like you feel crappy one day, you wake up feeling crappy, you go to sleep feeling crappy, so the next day you wake up and automatically you're like, oh man, it's gonna be another crappy day. And that's very common, and it makes sense. You know, I was in the same boat, because you're doing the same thing for so long, you're trying to get better, you're doing whatever you can, nothing seems to be working. You're seeing the doctors, you're trying these different diets, you're trying to meditate, you're taking cool showers, maybe you're even on some medication, but no matter what you do, it seems like you're either stuck or getting worse, or progress is just really, really, really slow. And you figure at this rate, it's gonna take me years to get better. And the truth is, it might take you years, but realistically, it's probably not gonna take you as long as you think. And a lot of people, when they think of, oh, it's gonna take 3 years to recover, some people think that like, that means you won't be able to have fun or be able to go out or do all these things in those 3 years. But no, it's actually a slow process leading up to those 3 years where you're back to where you started, or if not surpassed where you were before recovery. Leading up to that, it's not all like horrible. It's not all just stuck in quicksand, dreading through the day. There are moments of clarity. There are good times. There are times where we're laughing. 3 months after I got out of the hospital, I was traveling for, filming videos. It's 3 months after that, so 6 months after I got out of the hospital, I was traveling again. And then another 3 months after that, I was traveling to Hawaii, hiking. And while I did still have a lot of symptoms, I was able to wake up every morning feeling not refreshed, but I was able to start with a blank slate. And this is something we actually covered on one of the Thriver mentorship calls. That's the program that people go into after Recovery Jumpstart. There's a guy named Chris. If you're watching this right now, Chris, thank you for this really cool topic you brought up. But it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what happened last month, last year, 10 years ago. You absolutely need to hit the reset button every single morning and start with a clean slate, because too often we're waking up and automatically our mind is just going straight to negative. It's like, oh, here goes another day. I have to drag myself through this. Here comes the pain. Here comes the leg burning. Here comes the headache. How am I gonna get my groceries today? How am I gonna take a shower? Or things like that. So we're almost primed to go straight into that stress mode from the moment we wake up. I remember it. I remember my favorite thing was being able to have a good night of sleep, and it was extremely rare. But when I did have it, I was like, honestly, I almost didn't want to wake up, because when I woke up, it was all pain and suffering. At least in my dream, or at least when I was asleep, I was not suffering. And that's how I looked at it. But what I realized is that the faster that you can wipe that slate clean in the morning and kind of start off fresh, the faster it will be to recover. In addition to other things like responding to symptoms properly, like doing the brain retraining, like learning about the science of what's going on, so you actually don't feel lost and you're moving in some direction towards a goal. But the problem happens when the days start to drag from one day into the next. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go to sleep feeling horrible, and then you wake up feeling horrible, which is kind of like a continuation of the previous day. Now, yes, the previous day can blow over into the next day or the next few days, but it's really the mindset that keeps us stuck there. When the days and weeks and months, like I said, when they start to blend in together, things get really muddy. That only adds to the brain fog. Not only do we feel like we're in a fog mentally, but physically, and just where we are at in life, we feel lost. We don't know which way is what, because we've been running on this hamster wheel for a while. There's no clear direction of where to go. Sure, there's some indicators, oh, maybe I should do this and this and this, but still it's like we're spinning our tires. You just have to realize that if you felt bad today, you're gonna probably feel better tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then a few days from now. So thinking big picture leads to small increments, but that's how you get there. That's really how you get there. It's the small details that really add up over time. It's the ability to wake up every morning and go like, okay, I'm a fresh slate. I'm just gonna do what I can do what I need to do the things that will help me go into a healing state, things that will help me on my journey to recovery versus waking up absolutely dreading the day. And what I've realized is that the times where I was healing the most and that times that I had the biggest leaps in recovery were the times that I was most excited about the next day. The times where I was most excited about trying new things, about just getting back out there into the world. That's why, when I met my doctor, it just changed the game for me because it just answered all of the questions that I had built up over the years that I had asked myself thousands and thousands of times, that I asked doctors who kind of looked at me funny. But when I got that spark of hope, every single morning I was waking up with excitement because I was like, wow, I have some clear direction I'm going in. So every day I could literally feel like everything getting better, my mentality, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Literally my spirit felt like it was being lifted, like I had a huge weight off my shoulders. Whereas before it's like I'd wake up and I'd feel so heavy and just pretty much absolutely dreading getting through the day. So you need to have a fresh mindset the next morning, and you need to adopt this mindset that what's done is done, right? Yesterday is yesterday, last week is last week. Maybe it was a good week, maybe it was a bad week. At the end of the day, what matters is right now and what you're doing in the moment, because too often we let the symptoms and our situation get the best of us. And it's not easy. Trust me, I know what it's like because I was stuck there for years. So I know what you're going through right now, and I can totally relate. But that's one of the things that if I were to go back and I was able to fix that one thing, I think it would have made a huge difference. In addition to just learning about the science of what was going on, the science of recovery, the way the brain works, neuroplasticity, that was huge. Of course, there's still gonna be anxiety, there's still gonna be fear, there's still gonna be doubts. Those things will stick with you for a good amount of time. They're not going away anytime soon. We just have to limit it and manage it. We just don't want it to get over a certain threshold, right? Because even athletes, they get anxious. Even, some of the bravest people on earth, they also get anxious. It's just a normal human function, but we just have to limit that. So it's okay to feel that stuff, but we don't want to dwell in it and then start having this conversation with ourselves. So if you think of it, it's like if you're painting and you're using the same canvas and you're just painting over it and over it and over it, it's gonna start to look muddy. The paint is gonna start to look weird in different places. It hardens here and then it becomes like really clumpy and blobby. It's hard to do that. Whereas if you have a blank slate every time, that is gonna look so much nicer. It's so much easier to create art with that. That's kind of like a little analogy. Have a blank canvas the next day. As soon as you wake up, at least try your best to. It's not gonna be completely blank at the beginning, like I said, right? We have to have realistic expectations. Just try not to bring the pains, the anger, the frustration, the sadness, the doubt, the fear, anxiety, negativity from the previous day into the next day, because that is a sure way to get stuck. And if you find yourself in that pattern, then step number one is becoming aware of these habits. And this is something we really, really dive deep into in Recovery Jumpstart. We start working from the inside out, working on the most important kind of foundational things that are going to be crucial to your recovery. I have another video up here where I talk about it doesn't matter what actions you're taking. If your beliefs and your mindset and your approach to things isn't right, then you're always going to fall back to where you were. And that's why a lot of people stay stuck. But that's a whole nother video that's up here. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below any other topics you want me to cover, because I have a list of about, probably 20 or 25 different topics of people who asking me to do these things for months. So finally, I'm getting around to recording them. And if you were interested in getting some help on your recovery journey, then I've created a program called Recovery Jumpstart. It's lots of hands-on work, lots of hands-on help. You get to be around a group of like-minded individuals, all striving for a common goal. There's no negativity, no venting. These people are ready for change. Some people have been sick 1 year, some people 10 years, but we're all coming together for a common purpose. So you can find out more details down below in the link. I'll leave it in the description. We do it by application only. So you can check out the application form, see if you're a good fit, and we'll see if you're a good fit. We'll do a quick call and see if it's something you want to do. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's in the link down below where you can DM me, see a lot of posts I do there. I'm very active on the stories, so you get to see a lot of behind the scenes, and it's a way to really interact with each other on a daily basis. But other than that, I'm signing off for today. Remember, you are just one mind shift away from living a life with thriving health. See you in the next video.